Now to a midair fight forcing an emergency landing.
Yeah, a Delta flight from Omaha, Nebraska to Detroit Metro Airport had to make an emergency landing in Iowa after an unruly passenger allegedly assaulted a flight attendant and attempted to open the emergency exit mid-flight.
The suspect now in custody in Iowa facing serious charges, but as 7 News Detroit reporter Brett Cast tells us, his criminal history is lengthy here in Metro Detroit.
23-year-old Mario Nick Perlage has been identified by police as a Nebraska resident, but as he sits in jail in Iowa, police here in Shelby Township say they know him well.
What's your name?
In an Iowa courtroom, 23-year-old Mario Nick Perlage appeared on a TV screen reacting to the multiple charges against him after his flight on Thursday from Omaha, Nebraska to Detroit was diverted to Cedar Rapids, where police say his behavior forced an emergency landing.
What's the status of the cockpit? In a fight with our flight attendant right now, trying to open the emergency exit.
Definitely not anything I've ever experienced before on a flight.
Jonathan Spencer Vanderwarden was a passenger on the flight and says issues started almost immediately when flight attendants had to get Nick Perlage to stay seated during takeoff. Then 20 minutes into the flight, it got worse.
You know, when somebody hits the call button, makes a ding sound, you just hear like 6, 7, 8 dings going off in a row. And then somebody, gentleman in the back near the passenger started, yelling to the flight attendant, he's trying to open the door.
Vanderwarden says once Nick Perlage was contained, he took his shirt and shoes off and eventually tried to make his way towards the cockpit, so he and others got in the way.
A couple of us passengers intervened, blocked the aisle way. He got, aggressive with us, pushing, shouting.
Soon after, the pilot announced an emergency landing.
If you've flown enough, when you're descending, what that feels like. This felt different, like G-force was pulling on your body. You're going down quick.
That's when police boarded and Vanderwarden filmed Nick Perlage being escorted off. But as we've now learned, that wasn't his first run-in with police. As 7 News Detroit reported back in 2020, a then 18-year-old Nick Perlage fled a domestic assault and stole a snowplow truck. Shelby Township Police said they've had multiple run-ins with Nick Perlage, who now remains in an Iowa jail. And despite a 3-hour delay, Vanderwarden credits the flight crew for keeping their cool.
Hats off to, everybody there who, did what they had to do to keep the flight safe.
Nick Perlage was also charged with illegally possessing more than 40 pills of Xanax. He was given a $10,000 cash surety bond. In the newsroom, I'm Brett Cast, 7 News Detroit.